So, dear students, let us start our class. Today, we'll be discussing the graphical representation of quadratic function. Before I proceed further, please confirm, as usual, as I asked, that all of you are able to hear my voice clearly and
Yes,
able to view the screen properly.
yes.
So now, to have why graphical representation of quadratic function is important to understand. You know, whenever you see a quadratic expression like ax square plus bx plus c, that becomes a quadratic expression.
Mm.
But the moment you write something like this, just a minute, let me use red color. The moment we write something like this, y equal to ax square plus bx plus c, that becomes a quadratic function where x is an independent variable because x can vary as it wishes. And depending on those values of x, you get different values of y. As simple as the behavior of a function. But as you see, as there is a statement called a picture says 1,000 words. Okay. So whatever I say about that, quadratic function with x square plus bx plus c, thousands words, whatever I say, it will be very clearly understood if I give a graphical representation. And dear students, the graphical representation of this quadratic function take us to a topic called parabola. Okay, because the graphical representation of quadratic function is actually represents a parabola. It is a parabolic equation. Whatever you see, whatever I wrote, no, it is a parabolic equation. So now I just want to touch base on the few concepts of parabola, not everything, very few concepts of parabola. A parabola generic equation is something like this. In context to our discussion, I'm going to discuss. Okay. Is that if I take a curve something like this, that x minus alpha whole square is equal to 4a into y minus beta. This represents a parabola. It represents a parabola. What is parabola and what are the different properties of parabola? In detailed study, we are not going to do here. We are just want to make those relevant points which are important for us to study the quadratic function and its graphical representation. It represents a parabola with vertex at alpha comma beta. Correct. So now how it looks like. Okay. It looks like depending on the value of a. Value of means is it what? Whether a is greater than 0 or less than 0. Okay. So a parabola is something looks like this or this or this or this. Dear students, if I make that alpha equal to 0 and beta equal to 0, what I'm going to get? This equation now reduces to what? X square is equal to 4ay, correct or not? In this equation, x minus alpha whole square x minus alpha whole square is equal to 4a into y minus beta.
Mm.
If I write alpha equal to 0, beta equal to 0, that means if I keep the vertex at the origin,
Mm.
then the parabola is
Mm.
reduces to x square equal to 4ay.
Mm. Mm.
So how it looks like? So let me show you how that x square equal to 4ay looks like. So this is our x coordinate, positive direction. This is the x dash. This is y. This is y dash.
Mm.
And this is the origin. Now I want to use a different color to draw it. X square equal to 4ay either looks like this or it can look like this. And you know, dear students, who decides what it will be? It by the A. If A is greater than 0, if A is greater than 0, then this is the equation x square equal to 4ay. And if A is less than 0, dear students, then what you get is that this is equal to x square equal to 4ay. Do you feel any difficulty in understanding this thing?
No.
X square equal to 4ay, just you apply your common thing is that, you know, as x is increasing, y is increasing in a square of that. That means very steep, no?
Mm.
Correct or not? Means both decreasing or increasing, it's very stiff. So when a is greater than 0, y is increasing very steep upwards. And when a is less than 0, y is decreasing very steep downward. Actually, what happened, dear students? Can you please mute yourself, someone, then we can have our, listening very clearly. So this implies what? Y is equal to 1 by 4a into x square, correct or not? This is the curve when the vertex is at the origin. And when a is greater than 0, we get x square equal to 4ay, which is flipped upward. The green color, what you see, dear students. And when a is less than 0, it is flipped downwards, what you see in the blue color, dear students. Correct? In the similar manner, we can have curve for y square equal to 4x, though it is not very important for our discussion because we need to confine with x square equal x minus alpha whole square is equal to 4a into y minus beta whole square. So now, just for the sake of completeness, what I can say, dear students, is that if I draw the curve for y square equal to 4ax, so it will be something like this. If you see this thing, dear students, this curve is actually y square equal to 4ax, where a is greater than 0. Then what it will be, y square equal to 4ax, when we say the curve, I can do it in this one. Sorry. It should touch the origin because there is the vertex. So what you see, dear students, here it is y square equal to 4ax, but here a is less than 0. Understood? But as I said, that we should be confined with x square equal to 4ay kind of, but in a generic version. That means what? In the curve of x square equal to 4ay, what we took the vertex at the origin, but we will not take vertex at the origin, we will take vertex at the point alpha comma beta. That means we will be studying this kind of curve. And why we will be studying this kind of curve? We will see after some time that y equal to ax square plus bx plus c, whatever you see now, dear students, this quadratic function, that function can be represented in the form of x minus alpha whole square is equal to 4a into y minus beta. In this form we can represent. So now as we are going to express y equal to ax square plus bx plus c in the form of x minus alpha whole square is equal to 4a into y minus beta, it is better first have a look into that how x minus alpha whole square is equal to 4a into y minus beta looks like, isn't it? So it will looks like this. Okay. So as I was telling, so let me write down the notes also here. and we will see it's a different representation. I hope you are able to, all of you are able to view it, dear students. So when we have x minus alpha whole square is equal to 4a into y minus beta, the vertex is at the point where, dear students, alpha comma beta. It is no longer at origin, what we did here in the right hand side, in the different color graph what I draw. So when it is alpha comma beta, so you see I have drawn 4 different relative position of the graph. If you look into it, so all represent x minus alpha whole square is equal to 4a into y minus beta. So these represent this one. Exact visual representation of the curve will be this one if a is greater than 0 and beta is also greater than 0. Correct, no? Beta means what? Y coordinate, dear students. Y coordinate greater than 0 means what? Always you will see the curve in the above the x-axis. Correct or not? Now when you get a is greater than 0 but beta is less than 0, a is greater than 0 means the curve is flipped upward. Both are flipped upward. If you see, this is flipped upward, this is also flipped upward. But in this case, it is flipped upward below the x-axis because beta is less than 0. Correct, no? The y-coordinate of the vertex is less than 0. So what we get, dear students? So we get when a is greater than 0 but beta is less than 0, we get this kind of shape of the curve. Now it comes that when a is less than 0. When a is less than 0, one thing for sure is that the curve is flipped downward. But when a is less than 0 and beta is greater than 0, then the curve is flipped downward. That is the true, but always you will see the vertex, that y coordinate is on the y coordinate. What we see is that we'll see the y coordinate is in the the above the x-axis. Correct, not, dear students? And that is represented by this one. Never hesitate to let me know if you have any kind of a understanding, if you need more explanation towards understanding. And when a is less than 0 and beta is less than 0, we get this representation is actually visual representation. It's like this. So these are the possible 4 relative position of the graph. Now, what is our point of discussion, dear students? Our point of discussion is that to study y equal to ax square plus bx plus c. So now what we are going to do is that I just want to express that y equal to ax square plus bx plus c in this form of x minus alpha whole square is equal to 4a into y minus beta. But how we can do this thing? Let us do quickly. And you can also do along with me, dear students. We can take a common, then x square plus b minus a into x plus c by a. Correct? Why we are able to do so? Because a is not equal to 0. Correct? Not. So then what we can do is that we can write y is equal to a, it is x square plus 2 into x into b by 2a plus b by 2a whole square plus c by a minus b by 2a whole square. I hope all of you are aware why I am doing so, and as we have discussed all these things earlier, so it is x plus b by 2a whole square, the first 3 terms, plus what we are getting, dear students, it is actually 4ac minus b square divided by 4a square. So then from here what we can write, y is equal to a into x plus b by 2a whole square plus 4 into a into c minus b square divided by 4a. So that implies what? So this implies that a into x plus b by 2a whole square is equal to y minus 4 into a into c minus b square divided by 4a. This implies x plus b by 2a whole square is equal to 1 by a into y minus 4ac minus b square divided by 4a. Correct or not, dear students? All of you understood this derivation? Any
Yes.
doubt in understanding this derivation? I think it is quite simple, right? Quite straightforward also. Now this is our prime a point of representation, and if you look into it, dear students, so this actually represents a curve what we actually discussed few minutes back, that x minus alpha whole square. If I write that equation of the curve, what was that? X minus alpha whole square is equal to 4a into y minus beta. Isn't it in this form, dear students? Where alpha is equal to minus b by 2a. If you make a correspondence of this thing, do not consider 1 by a and 4a, because these two are different in this one. But one thing you can say is that, what is that alpha? Alpha is equal to minus b by 2a. And what is beta? Beta is equal to 4ac minus b square divided by 4a. 4ac minus b square divided by 4a. Correct, not, dear students? Clear?
Yes.
So this is the vertex of that parabolic representation of the quadratic function. Okay, parabolic representation. Now you can visualize also, and we will see, dear students, that as time goes by, in the next half an hour of discussion, we will see that how these values of a and the value of 4ac minus b square is actually helping us to find the different quadratic expression, different quadratic inequalities. So always remember this thing. You can also write down in your notebook that y equal to ax square plus bx plus c is actually reduces to x plus b by 2a whole square is equal to 1 by a into y minus 4ac minus b square by 4a. You can write like this. Okay, you can write down in your notebook. Now what we are going to discuss, dear students, is that the first thing what I'm going to discuss is about the the maximum and minimum value of a quadratic expression. And when you find the maximum and minimum value of a quadratic expression, so there are two cases. Okay, the first case is that when the range is the entire real number system, and second one is that when the range is a restricted domain. Okay, so the topic what I'm going to discuss, dear students, now is that minimum and maximum value and ranges of real quadratic expression. And in that discussion, these are all advanced topics, dear students. And in this discussion, you will see that how this parabolic representation is actually helping us, to make a very clear understanding. So, how it looks like, dear students, the maximum and minimum value of the value and ranges of real quadratic expressions. So, let fx equal to ax square plus bx plus c. I wrote y equal to x square plus bx plus c, and we know y equal to fx. So we can write something like this. Let fx equal to ax square plus bx plus c be a real quadratic function expression. Okay, fx equal to fx is an expression, but y equal to fx is a function. This expression will have minimum and maximum value depending on the following two cases. Means in both the cases it has minimum and maximum value, but we are going to discuss both the cases. What is the case 1? Case 1 is that when the range is x belongs to R. That means when we are discussing the value, when the x has no limit, it can take any real number. And second case is that when it can take a very specific interval of real number. Okay. So now let us first discuss about that the case 1. When the range, x belongs to R. So let's see that how it actually happens. If you look into it, that when the range is x belongs to R, so what we are going to get? So let me first keep the note here, and then I will explain by means of the graph. Okay, first let me pull that here. Let me pull it here. Now, if you look into the first case, dear students, when a is greater than 0, then fx attains a minimum value at x equal to minus b by 2a, and the minimum value of the expression is 4ac minus b square by 4a. Now, you may think that, okay, sir has just stated this statement, but things will be very well understood if we go back to the parabolic representation. So what will be the parabolic representation of this one? It is something like this. When a is less than 0, when a is less than 0, so if you look into it, the curve should be either this or this. So when it will have the, so let me draw it here as well, so that it will be, okay, first a is greater than 0, sorry. So let's look into the a is greater than 0, how the curve will look like. So let me draw it here. So this is the y-axis, this is x-axis, this is x dash, this is y, this is y dash, and this is origin. Now, when a is greater than 0, remember dear students, the curve is flipped upward. So that means if I draw the curve, it should be something like this, or like this, or like this, or like this, or like this. It depends on, out of these 4 whatever I have drawn, that depends on what is the value of alpha and beta, where alpha beta are the coordinates of the vertex, means this point. Correct, no? So now in all these cases what we see is that it is flipped upward. Why flipped upward? Because a is greater than 0. And what is our equation? Our equation is that if you write this thing, whatever we just this is our equation. Correct, no? So if I write this equation here, and if it helps us to do this thing, so x minus of minus b by 2a whole square is equal to 1 by a into y minus 4ac minus b square divided by 4a. Correct? Now if you look into it, so when a is greater than 0, the curve is flipped upward. So always you see the minimum point, irrespective of the what type of curve it is, in which four quadrant it is, always you find the minimum value is at this point, no? Minimum value is at this point. Means when x is equal to minus b by 2a, why minus b by 2a? This minus b by 2a is the vertex, x coordinate of the vertex, no? So that is why this statement is actually mentioned. If a is greater than 0, the quadratic expression fx attains minimum value at x equal to minus b by 2a, and the minimum value of the expression is 4ac minus b square by 4ba. Why? Because when you put x equal to minus b by 2a, what is the value of y you are going to get? And that will be 4ac minus b square by 4a. That you can compute, right? Because if you put x equal to minus b by 2a, left hand side here it will be 0, and you get y is equal to 4ac minus b square by 4a. All of you understood? Anyone has any difficulty in understanding, dear students? Disha, absolutely clear?
Yes, sir.
Devanshu, Saknik, Srijita, Mohor, absolutely clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Good. Now the next point is that when a is less than 0, if you recall, dear students, what I said, when a is less than 0, let me use a different color. When a is less than 0, what we are going to get? When a is less than 0, let me study the curve here. What we get? That the parabolic curve is flipped downwards, correct, no, dear students? So x dash, here y dash, and this is origin. The curve will be flipped downward. That means it will be either this or this or this or this. So that means what? And in which quadrant the curve will be, it depends on the value of minus b by 2a, which is the x coordinate of the vertex, and 4ac minus b square by 4a, which is the y coordinate of the vertex. But one thing we are sure, these points, what you see the vertex point, no, dear students, its x coordinate is what? Minus b by 2a. So when a is less than 0, the and if you see, where is the maximum value? Maximum value is at that peak point, no? Because the curve is from here going up, going up, going up, going peak at the point in the vertex and coming down. So these are the maximum points of minus b by 2a. So that's why it is written here, dear students. If a is less than 0, the quadratic expression fx attains maximum value at x equal to minus b by 2a. And maximum value of the expression should be what? Same thing, 4ac minus b square by 4a. Correct? And one thing I wrote, in this case, there does not exist any minimum value because the curve is going down and down and down. Na? So its minimum value leads to minus infinite. And in the previous case also, I wrote, if you see that in this case, let me use a different color. In this case, there does not exist any maximum value of the expression. That means it go up, up and up. Because flipped upward, what is the value of y? It's go up and up and up and it reaches to infinite. So now I hope you understood, dear students, why a fundamental understanding of the parabolic structure is important to visualize the things. You can memorize, and that is what is important. But along with this memorization, if you can make a mind map of this graph, it will be very efficient, right? Isn't it, dear students? So what we see? So these are the two conclusions we made. If a is greater than 0, the quadratic expression fx attains minimum value at x equal to minus b by 2a, and maximum minimum value at x equal to minus b by 2a, and the minimum value of the expression is 4ac minus b square by 4a. In this case, there does not exist any maximum value of the expression. And if a is less than 0, the quadratic expression fx attains a maximum value at x equal to minus b by 2a, and the maximum value of the expression is 4ac minus b square by 4a. In this case, there does not exist any minimum value of the expression. I hope it is clear. Now we are coming to the case 2. What is case 2, dear students? Case 2 is that when range is a restricted one. Anyway, so before we go for the restricted one, so one thing what we can say is always is something like this, that it is, we already discussed, but I am representing in a different form. That for a quadratic expression fx, where fx is, dear students, that fx is equal to ax square plus bx plus c, ax square plus bx plus c. For this kind of quadratic expression, dear students, if a is greater than 0, then the value of fx is 4ac minus b square by 4a to infinite. Means it has a minimum value, okay, which represents the, if you look into it, which this case is actually represent that, the green curve what I drawn above, correct? No, so you can resemble with the green curve here, and when a is greater than, a is less than 0, you can resemble with the, blue curve what I drawn in the above. So you can resemble with this. So in this case, in the green curve, what is that? We only get the minimum value. And minimum value starts with what? 4ac minus b square by 4a towards infinite. Means that is a range. Minimum value is 4ac minus b square by 4a, which obtained is this point. But the maximum value, we do not know. It goes up to infinite because it is flipped upward, going up, up and up like this. Going up and up and up. If I draw this thing, going up and up and up, you do not know where it actually ends. There is no maximum value. And when you take the other case, dear students, that is that when it is less than 0, what happened? It actually coming from the minus infinite, right? Isn't it? So if you look into this, it's going this way, parabolic structure. But it attains a maximum value at this point. Where it attains the maximum value? It attains the maximum value is this point, the way you want to see. And what is that maximum value? 4ac minus b square by 4a. So that is the maximum where it ends. Starting from minus infinite, it actually ends at 4ac minus b square by 4a. I hope you got a very fair amount of idea that what is the maximum and minimum value of a quadratic expression. Now, dear students, we are restricting the domain. If we restrict the domain, then there are some steps, and those steps I am going to mention you. So range in restricted domain. So what to do, that we are going to discuss now. So range in restricted domain. That means what? Here x is not belongs to R, whereas x is belongs to, an interval called d comma e. So what we are going to do, dear students, is like this. So let me first keep the note here, followed by I'll explain. So let fx equal to ax square plus bx plus c, a real quadratic expression, and we are finding its minimum and maximum value in the restricted domain d comma e, that is a closed interval. What we need to do, to find where is the function will be maximum, where the function will be minimum, okay, and what is the range in which the function value, that expression value will reside. For that, we need to find the value of that expression fx at 3 points. First point is d, second point is e, and third point is at minus b by 2a, subject to the condition that minus b by 2a is in the open interval d to e. So here we need to find the value of fx at the point d, at the point e, and at the point minus b by 2a, subject to the condition that minus b by 2a is belongs to the open interval d comma e, that is our restricted domain. So what we are going to perform here, dear students, very simple step, very, very simple step. So we need to first find that these three things as I discussed. I'm just writing this. So we need to find the value of these three quantities. Find the value of fd. Okay. Find the value of fe. And if you see that minus b by 2a belongs to the open interval d comma e, that is open interval de, then only you find the value of the function at minus b by 2a, and that value will always be 4ac minus b square by 4a, as you know. Okay, and if we see that minus b by 2a is not within the interval of d comma e, we will not find the value of f of minus b by 2a. So the first two is important, fd and fe, and third is important to find the value of f of minus b by 2a if and only if that minus b by 2a is in the open interval d comma e. Correct, my dear students? Once you find these two values, these three values, two values to obvious and third value depending on the condition what I just said, then what you are going to do is that we defined lowercase m is the minimum value among all these three, and uppercase m is the maximum value among all these three. Then we find the range as m to m, that lowercase m to uppercase m. So let me first show you here, followed by I will explain in details, and also I will make a graphical representation. So what we are getting here, dear students, is that let lowercase m and uppercase m be the least value and greatest value among fd, fe, and f of minus b by 2a. If minus b by 2a belongs to the open interval d comma e, so, and the range of the values become lowercase m to uppercase m. So how the curve looks like? Let us have a look into it, how the curve looks like. So the curve will be looks like something like this. First, let me draw the coordinate axis. And you know, whenever I draw using the digital board, that straight line doesn't become perfect straight line. Why does? So what happened is that we have two values. One is that E. So this is the point E, and this is the point F. So now, we can have the curve. Let me draw the curve in a different color. We can have the curve is something like this. And you know, here what will happen is that minus b by 2a, f of minus b by 2a is between e and f, na? So we need to find all the three values. The first value, if I draw in a different color, that is f of e, correct? That is fe. Then you find that f of, okay, sorry, I made a small mistake, dear students. The interval is not ef, interval is actually, interval is d and e, na? That's what I wrote. So interval is d, this is d, and this is e. So now what we find is that, so then this value will be fd. And if I draw in a different color, this value will be f of e. And as we see that minus b by 2a, as we see the minus b by 2a is, minus b by 2a is here. So what we are going to find is that this is f of minus b by 2a. Correct, no? Now among these three values, we need to find which one is the maximum, that will be capital M, and which is the minimum, that is lowercase m. That means in other way, what we can say is that lowercase m is the minimum among f of d, f of e, and f of minus b by 2a. And what is capital M? Capital M is that maximum among fd, f of e, and f of minus b by 2a. So this is the minimum and maximum value. Under what condition, dear students? Under the condition that minus b by 2a is in between that d to e. But it is possible also a case when minus b by 2a is not in between d and e. Let us see. Let us see by means of a visual representation. Then it will be amply clear at our end. So this is the coordinate axis, dear students. Okay. So now suppose the curve is something like this. Let me first draw the curve. And what we are getting is that this is minus b by 2a, but our d is this point. So if that is this one, this is the point d, and this is the point E. Correct? And what we see, dear students, that minus b by 2a is not, so minus b by 2a will be here actually. Minus b by 2a is not within the range of d and e. So then what you'll find? You will find m should be minimum between f of d and f of e, and capital M should be equal to maximum between f of d and f of e. So what you observe, dear students, is that, this entire curve is actually represented by whatever we have done it here, and this entire curve is represented by whatever I have done it here. Both the curve and that algebraic expression both go in a very one-one correspondence, and our understanding is very clear, I hope. Correct, dear students? So if I write very clearly also, I can say this is actually your FD, and if I write in the green color, this becomes your FE. Correct? So FD, FE, and f of minus b by 2a we should not do in this case. I hope it is clear, dear students. Now, so what we are going to do is that condition to have the last 2 points, what we are going to discuss is that condition to have positive value of real quadratic expressions. Okay, so that we are going to discuss now. Under what condition we can have the positive value of a real quadratic expression, and that we are going to discuss now. The first what I will do, dear students, is that first I will write the statement, and then I will give you a visual representation of the same thing. So what is the topic we are going to discuss here? That under what condition we can say that quadratic expression is having the positive value. So let me first show you the statement. Okay, and after that, as I said, I will show you by means of a graphical representation. Let ax square plus bx plus c be a real quadratic expression. This expression will have positive value depending upon the following 2 cases. If a is greater than 0, the quadratic expression ax square plus bx plus c attains positive value if b square minus 4ac is less than 0. Holds true. And if a is less than 0, the quadratic expression ax square plus bx plus c attains positive value if the condition b square minus 4ac greater than 0 holds true. How it is? Now, what is the value of this expression, that ax square plus bx plus c? So this is equal to y is equal to ax square plus bx plus c. Na? So the value of the expression we can always define by y, or if we give a visual representation, so it will be the y coordinate of the vertex. Correct or not? So from here what we understood is that we saw that we are able to represent this one as x minus of minus b by 2a whole square. Correct, na? That is equal to 1 by a into y minus 4 into a into c minus b square divided by 4a. Correct? Now, so these are both these are same. Now, only thing what I'm going to do is that a visual representation. So what is the visual representation of this curve? So let me x dash y dash and origin. So what is happening, dear students, is that if a is greater than 0, if we consider this case, if a is greater than 0, that means if we consider this case, what is going to happen? It is going to happen is that curve is flipped upward. Flipped upward means what? If it is flipped upward, it could be either this or it could be like this. Correct, na? Now, there is a difference between these two. Case 1, if you look into this one, 1 and 2. What is the difference, dear students? In the case 1, we see the value of that expression is always positive because the green curve in the case 1 is actually not going below the x-axis. And when it is possible, when the y-coordinate of the vertex is greater than 0, what is the y-coordinate of the vertex, dear students? 4ac minus b square by 4a. Correct or not? So what we get? 4ac minus b square by 4a should be greater than 0. Now 4ac minus b square by 4a greater than 0, but a is greater than 0, na? If a is greater than 0, that implies what? 4ac minus b square is greater than 0 because a is greater than 0. This implies what? b square minus 4ac should be less than 0. This is what is written here. Now let's come to the case 2. Case 2 is what? In this case, what we see that y-coordinate of the vertex is less than 0. That means 4ac minus b square by 4a is less than 0. Now a is greater than 0. Correct? A is greater than 0 means what? What we can write? We can write from here, dear students, that 4ac minus b square is less than 0 because you are multiplying with a positive quantity. Inequality will remain the same. That implies b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, and this is what is written here. So you see, you need to remember this thing. Whatever the statement I have been written, these 2 points you need to remember. But that memorization will be very meaningful if you can make a mind map with this graph what I have drawn in the right hand side. Correct or not, dear students? In the same context, the last point what I'm going to discuss, dear students, is that in the same context, you can also do by your own, is that condition to have negative value of real quadratic expression. So how we can get it? So let me first, show the condition to have negative value of real quadratic expressions. So here what we are writing, so in the similar manner, dear students, is that I'm writing that let ax square plus bx plus c be a real quadratic expression. This expression will have negative value depending upon the following cases. If a is greater than 0, the quadratic expression ax square plus bx plus c attains negative value if the condition b square minus 4ac greater than 0 holds true. And if a is less than 0, the quadratic expression ax square plus bx plus c attains negative value if the condition b square minus 4ac less than 0 holds true. Let us understand. Let me use a different color here. So what is the expression here? The value of the expression will be obtained finding the value of y, where y is equal to ax square plus bx plus c. Now, as we just learned, today we have learned that we can express this thing as x minus of minus b by 2a. Okay. This whole square is equal to 1 by a into y minus, y minus, sometimes this digital, y minus 4ac minus b square, 4ac, let me write properly, 4ac minus b square divided by 4a. You can always look back to the previous slides to find that how the derivation happened. Now, what is the visual representation of this curve? The visual representation of this curve is something like this. This is the x-axis, this is x dash, this is y, this is y dash, this is origin. Now a greater than 0, I'm just going to study this part, dear students. A greater than 0. A greater than 0 means what? The parabolic curve is flipped upward. That means whatever it is, the curve will be something like this or something like this. Correct or not? So now, when a greater than 0, the curve will attain the negative value. When a is greater than 0, the curve will attain the negative value if the condition b square minus 4ac greater than 0 hold true. Negative value means what? Negative value means is that value of y is actually below the x-axis. That means this kind of stuff. So that means what is the y coordinate? Y coordinate should be, less than 0. What is the y coordinate, dear students? Y coordinate is that 4ac minus b square divided by 4a is less than 0. Now, here a is greater than 0. That means if we multiply both sides of the inequality by 4a, the inequality will remain the same. That implies 4ac minus b square is less than 0. That implies b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, which is I have written here. Correct, dear students? Now the next case is that if a is less than 0. When a is less than 0, we know the curve will be flipped downward. So let me draw it here. So this is x-axis, this is x dash, this is y-axis, this is y dash, this is 0, and let me draw the curve in a blue. So curve will be like flipped downward like this. Now if you look into that, let me draw it here a little bit like this. Now we are now thinking about the negative value. For the negative value, so we are studying this case. Okay. For the negative value, what you are going to have, dear students, is that that the y coordinate of the vertex should be less than 0. So what is the y coordinate of the vertex? 4ac minus b square divided by 4a should be less than 0. But here a is less than 0. So if you multiply both sides by 4a, that means you are multiplying both sides with a negative quantity. Then the sign of inequality will get changed. So that implies what? We will get 4ac minus b square is greater than 0 since a is less than 0 in this case. This implies what? This implies b square minus 4ac is actually less than 0, which I have written it here, dear students. Correct? So this is all about the discussions I had today. What you need to do, dear students, this is little advanced topic. So once the class is done, I will share you the class note and the video lectures. So you need to go through the video lectures repeatedly. to make yourself absolutely comfortable. Once you look into these video lectures repeatedly and do your own work in your hand, you will find that everything is actually getting mapped in your mind very synchronous manner. You are able to find the pattern very properly. Finding that pattern is very important, but at the same time, it is also important, dear students, is that you remember the steps, that remember the results actually. Because remembering these results will actually help you to answer quickly. But what will help you to remember? This visualization of the curves. Okay. So with this, I would like to conclude the class for today. And tomorrow, we will make some practice from whatever we have done today. Today, in this session, we are not able to practice due to interest of time. But in the next class, that is tomorrow, we will do some practice from whatever we have learned today. Thank you very much, dear students.